Page 181. Lord, just for your Lordship's convenience, as I said, Lord, I will not be taking your Lordships and taking any further time that is not necessary by referring to the annexure, but I'll just refer to the page numbers in case your Lordships, Lord, would like to refer to it. Lord, section 7 is extracted at page 482 of this very volume. If your Lordship may kindly, Lord, be pleased to know. I started with Master Plan MPD. As per Section 7 of this Act, this is extracted at page 482, which is marked as Annexure 7. DDA is required to carry out a survey and thereafter shall prepare a master plan for Delhi to define and indicate the various zones and the manner in which each zone is to be used, which shall serve as a basic pattern of framework within which zonal development plans of various zones may be prepared. Thus, the master plan envisages the broad vision and guidelines for the entire city, which is revised periodically. A copy of the relevant para of the master plan Delhi. Lordship has it, Lord? Page.
Yes. 182.
Yes. Is annexure 8. Now, my Lord, in Delhi, just for your Lordship's information, my Lord, master plan is revised every 20 years. Now, my Lord, zonal development plan ZDP. Zonal development plan is defined in clause 2.2 of chapter 17 of MPD 2021, which is marked as annexure 9, to mean a plan for one of the zones containing detailed information regarding provisions of social infrastructure, park, open spaces, circulation system, etc. The zonal development plan indicates the actual as well as the proposed use zones designated in 9 of the land use categories stated in the Master Plan Delhi, according to which the area in the zone is to be finally developed. User indicated in the zonal development plan will not give automatic right to the owners to use the property land for the designated use, but the right would be fructified after filling of the prescribed condition. Now, this is at page 483 and 485, my Lord. Lord, to save time, I'm not taking your Lordships to the actual annexures. Then, my Lord, we come to the layout plan. At the micro level is the layout plan. It is defined as per clause 2.4 of chapter 17 of the master plan as a plan indicating configuration and sizes of all use premises. Further, use premises is defined as one of the many subdivisions of a use zone designated in an approved layout plan for a specific use. Land use of a premise must be determined on the basis of an approved layout plan. A copy of the relevant provision is marked. This, my Lord, is at page 485. So, my Lord, 3 levels: master plan, zonal plan, layout plan. And under layout plan, individual building plans are sanctioned, as has been done in this case. Now, my Lord, para 18. From the above, it appears that while the master plan Delhi gives a broad direction of the manner in which the development activity is permitted across Delhi, the zonal development plan on the second level spells out specific information about the manner in which the land will be used or will be allowed to be used. Further, the layout plan envisages development on the detailed or micro level and indicates local level facilities like local shopping centers, shop-cum-residence complexes, and other divisions of development in a locality. It is pertinent to note that layout plan finally determines the status of these local divisions, that is, whether a use of a premises is commercial, residential, etc. Thus, even if a particular zonal development plan, the entire area is shown as residential, the layout plan may permit certain commercial activities as per terms and conditions. Lord, zonal development plans, your Lordship will find in the annexure, maybe, my Lord, a particular residential zone may be colored as yellow, but within that zone, a certain commercial activity, my Lord, may be permitted. A school may be permitted. My Lord, a dispensary.
School, hospital.
That's right. Whatever is the essential services of that particular. So therefore, just because a particular block of land is shown as residential,
it does not mean that there are no other activities.
And vice versa. If it is shown as commercial, there may be certain residential pockets allowed within that larger area. Now, my Lord, the hierarchy at page 20 of urban development as per clause 3.2.2 of chapter 3 of Master Plan 2021 reads as under. A planned city for an environment of convenience should have a hierarchical cellular structure with a nuclei to contain essential facilities and services at different levels. The pattern of a community model is conceived as a residential area containing a neighborhood with senior secondary school and shopping facilities for day-to-day needs. A higher level of additional facilities is to be provided at community, district, and zonal sub-city level. Such a structure could be maintained in the process of preparation of plans on the basis of the standards set out in table 3.3. For the table 3.3, Milord, which is at page 487, lays down the hierarchy of urban development and states that local shopping centers are to be provided indicated in the layout plan and not the zonal development plan or master plan. Copy is so and so. Then paragraph 21, clause 3.5 of chapter 17 of the master plan states that an area in respect of which there is no approved layout plan shall be governed by the provisions of the master plan, zonal development plan. In a scenario where layout plan is not available, the development use shall be determined in accordance with the provisions of ZDP. Further, clause 16.1 of chapter 16 of MPD states that in the absence of zonal plan in area, the development plan shall be in accordance with the master plan. It must be noted, Your Lordship may kindly note, that in the case of the markets under consideration before this committee, layout plans are available for all markets, and therefore any question as to the use of any plot in these markets shall be determined by reference to the respective layout plans. In case of all petitioner associations, the nomenclature used in all the layout plans is shop cum residence. Residence cum shop, shop plots, etc., clearly indicating that each of the plots were sanctioned and earmarked for commercial use on the ground floor and residential use on the upper floors. An amendment in the master plan or ZDP which permits future user or a validation of a present user is usually subject to fulfillment of certain enabling provisions which are notified by the DDA from time to time, depending on the dynamic requirements of the city. For example, 50 corridors have been permitted by DDA by an amendment of zonal development plan in certain areas in the year 2010, but the regulation came into force in 18, modalities including rates of use and conversion charges in 2020. Thus, the permission for using one's premises as a facility corridor is not automatic. That is to say, the same is permissible subject to fulfillment of certain conditions, including payment of use of conversion charges. Therefore, my lord, as I said, originally they were illegal. They were not supposed to have.
2018 onwards,
That
have been permitted.
I'm of that. Your lordship has taken it out of my mouth, my lord. Then, my lord, point number D, categories of markets across Delhi as per land use. This is again, my lord, a little important. Markets across Delhi are categorized in the development plans as follows. First category, my lord, is planned local shopping center, planned LSCs. This is, my lord, reflected in the layout plan, which is, my lord, having a distinct layout plan not reflected in zonal development plan. Example is, my lord, Safdarjung Enclave. Use is, my lord, commercial use both on ground and upper floors from the beginning. Salient features, composite scheme, earmark for redevelopment as a whole. My lord, so this is the first category. From the beginning, it is commercial on all floors, having one, my lord, sanction plan for the entire complex. Then, my lord, is the later designated LSCs. Various nomenclatures have been used, such as shop cum residence, shop plots, shop cum house plots, house cum shop plots, shop complexes, etc. Now, this is reflected in the layout plans for the residential colonies. This is not reflected in zonal development plans. Examples, my lord, are defense colonies and, my lord, in this case, Rajendra Nagar. Use is, my lord, mixed use land, mixed use. Mixed is commercial and residential. Commercial on the ground floor, residential on the upper floors, later designated for commercial use on payment of use conversion charges. Salient features, earlier mixed-use land areas which were later designated as LSCs in the interest of development. City grows, my lord, more commercial space is needed. Therefore, my lord, the government has stepped in and designated this later. From the above visualization, it be noted that there is a distinction between markets falling in category 1 and category 2. While the premises falling under category 1 was meant exclusively for commercial use from the inception, Category 2 constitutes mixed-use areas where commercial activity was permitted to be carried out in the ground floor and residential activity was permitted on the upper floor of the buildings in the residential area. Later on, the promulgation of MPD 2001, DDA designated some shop-cum-residence complexes, etc. as local shopping centers and permitted commercial user of upper floors, subject to the payment of use conversion charges.
This is from 2001.
That's right. The first, my lord, I'm obliged, my lord, for the first time, my lord, in the history of Delhi, this concept of mixed use was introduced in the master plan of 2001, where, my lord, because of the rising, my lord, importance of Delhi as a commercial center, my lord, earlier, my lord, it was mostly government. Now, as a commercial center, more, my lord, areas were required for shops, offices, etc. Therefore, my lord, this concept was introduced for the first time in Master Plan Delhi 2001. Then, my lord, para 28. It must be noted that the user of a land changes as the requirements and needs of the city change, and therefore the use of a premises is a dynamic and not static. For instance, in Master Plan Delhi 2001, as well as the notification of 2007 in MPD 2021. It should be 2001. Several premises in designated streets and areas were earlier leased out and permitted only residential uses, were permitted to change its user according to needs and requirements of the city. Like, for example, Kotla Minor, it was residential, but through passage of time, it had become totally commercial. DDA decided, let us permit commercial on payment of conversion charge. Then 29. The distinction sought to be created by the petitioners of DDA-approved LSCs and MCD-approved LSCs. This we can skip, my lord. This is not being argued here. Then, my lord, para 30. This is because in the case of the latter, commercial activity was permissible only on the ground floor, residential on the upper floor. Later on, DDA permitted upper floors to be used, etc. Then, para 21. Hence, as regards 31 rather. Payment of use conversion charges, it is submitted as follows. Roman 1, use of plots in category 1 have always been commercial and therefore no question of payment of conversion charges arises for shop plots which form part of layout plans of category 1. Any outlying examples are merely exceptions not to be taken as a rule. When DDA opened the option of commercial user of upper floors in category 2 plots, it was made subject to the payment of use conversion charges. As regards categorization of the applicant market associations, it is respectfully submitted that the petitioners before the so and so are all part of category 2, wherein they were allowed to carry on commercial activity on the ground floor only as per their status in the approved layout plan and sanctioned plans. Residential activity alone was permitted to be conducted on upper floors. Any change of users could be permitted only on payment of use conversion charges as provided for in the notifications of 2018. I've already read this, my lord, not troubling my lord. Straight away come to lord para 33. That the markets under consideration before the Honorable Committee fall in category 2 is an indisputable fact. In light of inter alia, the following evidences. Now, my lord, we have listed out the evidences as to why it is only falling in category 2. First, my lord, map of zonal development plan. This is, my lord, at page 488. A copy has been marked. Inference, none of the shopping centers, shop-cum-residence plot is reflected in ZDP. Then, my lord, areas earmarked in red. 488, if your lordship is, my lord, turning to. Yeah, 488, come on. This is, my lord, the zonal development plan as an instance. So here, my lord, what are the inferences? None of the shopping centers, shop-cum-residence plot is reflected in the zonal development. Your lordship will not find that. The areas earmarked in red are either district centers like Nehru Place, my lord, which was always, my lord, commercial. Or community centers like Basant Lok in Basant Vihar, that was always commercial. The reason is that local shopping centers or shop-cum-residence are not meant to be depicted in a zonal development plan and are only depicted in a layout plan. All yellow places are residential use zones, which include local shopping centers and shop-cum-residences. But in this entire yellow part, there may be some schools, some shop-cum-residence, some dispensary, as I said, my lord. Then, my lord, over the page at page 188, the shop plots mentioned in the layout plan are also defined under mixed land use category as an addition to the approved layout plan of the DDA. Category 2 therefore falls under mixed use as defined in clause 10.1 of the MP 2001. Mixed use for the purpose, this is the definition of mixed use in the master plan, for the purpose of this chapter means provision for non-residential activity in residential premises. That is the definition of mixed use. Then, my lord, point number 2, text of zonal development plan of zone F. As per MPD 2001, shop plots which are mentioned in the LOP are also defined under the mixed land use category as per clause 9 of the zonal development plan for zone F in addition to the shop plots. Therefore, my lord, it is defined under the mixed land use category. Then, my lord, point number 3, layout plan for category 1, like Sadhajay Enclave, my lord, copy of the layout plan of Sadhajay Enclave. This is, my lord, at page 525. This is in category 1, where, my lord, right from the beginning, government earmarked Sadhajay Enclave as a totally commercial, my lord, market, 525. A copy of the plan LSC within Sadhajay Residential Colony is marked as Annexure 15. This is, my lord, page 526. This is at 526, the next annexure. Therefore, my lord, the comments are distinct earmarking of a planned LSC as opposed to a shop cum resident shop plots in later designated LSCs. Then, my lord, point number 4, layout plan for category 4, house cars. A copy of the layout plan of house cars is marked as so-and-so. In E block, house cars, LOP mentions shop. This, then, my lord, shop cum residences, etc. All these nomenclatures are used. My lord, and all these, my lord, various markets are described here. Then, my lord, lease deeds, point number 5. Lease deeds, Sadhajay Enclave, which is in category 1, planned LSC, copy of the lease deed is annexed. Page 531. The lease deed itself, my lord, indicates that it is a planned LSC for the entire market. Then, my lord, shows that the plot defined in LSC is a part of the layout plan and all shops are constituent units of this plot. Construction of floors and planning of user to be permitted on each floor is uniform across this plot. So every shop is same. Every shop is designated across all these shop units forming a part of the larger LSC plot. Then, my lord, sale deed. DK1 N block, copy of the sale deed shows plots, these shops in an otherwise residential colony. These were mixed use, which was main. The ground floor was permitted for commercial, upper floor for residential, which was later designated into an LSC. Then, my lord, standard plan, point number 7 for category 2.
You can, instead of reading this, you can just tell now.
Very well. Lord, I'll just turn the page, my lord. Kindly come to page 190.
Only your condition is that these shopping complexes are in 2 types.
That's right.
One, the
Plan.
Entire in the layout, it is shown as a commercial.
That's right.
Then irrespective of the fact as to whether the upper floor are sought to be used for commercial or not, there is no conversion charge payable.
Absolutely.
Insofar as category 2, they are mixed use. Ground floor is supposed to be used for commercial, and now after 2001 plan,
yes,
and 2018 that if the upper floors are to be used for commercial purposes, then that's going to be done only after permission on payment of conversion.
I'm grateful. That is the long and short of it. Then, my lord, para 34. 34, my lord, in fact, is exactly reflecting what your learned, my lord, Lordship Chief Justice has just said. My lord, I'm not reading it anymore. I'll straight away come to point number E, my lord.
194.
Point E, my lord, I'm not reading. This is, my lord, all the building plans also from 1959 indicate the same, but I will skip this, my lord, and come straight to point number?
Page 194.
194, my lord, point F. My lord, I'll skip this entire part.
So, no, this again the same conversion charges. So, basically, everything now charges, everything revolves around the payment of conversion charges.
That's right. That I will read. Then, my lord, page 194 is conversion charges payable under 2001 for use of earlier residential floors. My lord, this also I can skip. It is reiterating the same thing. Then, my lord, 196. Yes, let me read G, my lord, at page 7. G, my lord, is FAR of petitioners clearly indicates that they fall into category 2, which is later designated LSC. In case of category 1, FAR of all, this is a little important, my lord. FAR of all planned LSCs where commercial use was permitted for upper floors was 100 uniformly in all the master plans. That is 62, 2001, 2021. Till now, my lord, 3 master plans have been promulgated. So it was uniformly 100 in all planned LSC, which is category 1. On the other hand, in the case of later designated LSC, the FAR applicable was always one that was permissible for residential plots, which is, my lord, over 350. FAR is 350 for a residential plot. Thus, if the petitioners fell in the first category of planned LSC, they would have had an FAR of only 100. Today, the petitioners are attempting to take advantage of a much higher FAR than they possess on account of the upper floors having been sanctioned as residential earlier and not to pay for the conversion. In other words, the petitioners' plots having been sanctioned as commercial cum residential, FAR being used by them is much higher than of the plots situated in category 1, that is planned LSC. That the petitioners are attempting to take the benefit of a much higher FAR without the payment of requisite conversion charges. Residential, my lord, is 2.5 times more. So, my lord, therefore, my lord, number 1, the conversion charges must be paid. If they pay it, and if they will not, like fire clearance, they have not given. That is one of my objections. You know, there'll be a massive fire hazard. If the fire clearance, in one of my objections, which I will not gave your lordship the page numbers, there'll be if there's one fire, my lord, your lordship recalls that coaching center incident, my lord, last year. Exactly that will happen, and that is a time one waiting to click.
So coaching center was, I think,
it was flooding. It was flooding. It was flooding, and they could not escape. Here, if there's a fire, they will not be able to escape. That because none of these people, they also have not produced a fire clearance so far. It's not applicable. That, therefore, fire clearance, encroachment of government land, payment of conversion charges, without illegal construction, once they rectify amalgamation, thereafter, my lord, there's no problem. They are entitled to. I am, my lord, all my lord, they are entitled to conversion, but they must fulfill the conditions.
Conversion charge calculation, part of a counter.
That's page?
Page 4 of a counter.
My lord, and just one last thing, my lord, the calculation of conversion charges we have given for this particular plot, your lordship may just note, I've given at page 4, I'm not troubling my lord, of our counter affidavit. To their eye. This is a calculation, but I don't know, mathematics, my lord. So these are the points, my lord, if they fulfill all these, of course we will, my lord, allow them to deseal and, my lord, carry on.
You have no objection what he said.
Absolutely.
Yes, Mr. Watson.
May I draw your attention? I am on a time lag, but I'll try and go as fast as I can. Please turn to page 176 of the IA.
So now it has been narrowed down whether you are liable to pay conversion charges or not.
I'm going to go down more.
Yes.
Please come to 176 of the compilation.
176 of your
No, of the IA.
Of your eye.
Yes. That's the conveyance deed.
IA or conveyance?
IA. It is also there in the, but I want to show 2 documents from here. Therefore, I'm moving here. Your lordships have 175. That's the conveyance deed which I had referred to. 175.
Conveyance deed.
Yes.
It says this conveyance deed on the 6th of December between the President of India and the vendor, unless excluded or repugnant in front, be deemed to include the one part Sri Vinod Kumar Arora, son of Darshan Lal Arora, shop number 106, for the purchaser which expresses or excludes. So now it is a conveyance of a shop. Please mark that.
Yes.
And that is the entire plot which is there. It is defined as 84 meters, 84 yards or 75 yards. Now I want to show you the areas which are mixed land use leases which are there on record at 189. Thus the area Khan Market, etc., is at 189. So for us, it is specific shop, 189. Lease and conveyance deed, Lordships have it.
Yes.
My Lord the Chief Justice. Lease and conveyance deed in respect of double-storied flats over shops in respect of rehabilitation colony. So now you have two categories. One is a shop come residential complex on the upper floors. What the municipal corporation and the learned amicus has up is shop come residence. I am not a shop come residence, and I will make good from the record in a minute.
No, this 189 is in respect of who?
In respect of Khan Market and all the shop, please see it says lease and convey in respect of double-storied flats over shops in various rehabilitation colonies. Ours is in respect of a shop. It is a totally different deed. We are only a shop. We have no residential provisions here. I'll come to the residential portions in a minute.
No, but if it is only for a shop, then why did you submit a plan showing upper floors for residential purpose?
2 minutes, I'll come to that. Please give me 2 minutes, I'll come. Now, Your Lordship. Yes, and now para 3 minutes of the document which I showed of our conveyance deed. And whereas mutation substitution have recorded in this. Yes. Let's see para 3 at 175 minutes.
Yes.
Now, this is with regard to the entire leased land, that is the plot in question is a shop plot. It is not a residence come this. Now, Your Lordship may just turn in this context to...
In respect of shop, what is the FAR permissible?
But I'm willing to pay FAR charges. There is no...
What is the FAR permissible in way of...
But it is 100, it has gone to 350 at time. I will show you, Lordship.
Show it there.
I'll show it from the records, my Lordship. Now, Your Lordship will be kind enough to turn to the compilation which we filed.
Yes.
In the compilation at page 64, I pointed out that we have paid the FAR for the additional FAR. Page 64.
That we have already seen.
Yes. Now, Manoj, please turn to page 39 of this compilation.
Page
39. It's the same conveyance deed. I just want to point out, clarify to Your Lordship. Page 39, the same conveyance deed I showed you in the main point, which says here 38, it starts at 39.
that you already showed.
Yes.
That it will not be used for any other purpose than for the shop.
Para 5, on page 39, clause 5.
Yes, that you have already read. Yes.
Purchaser shall not use the property for any purpose other than the purpose of shop. Please see top of the page of 39.
Yes.
So I'm only supposed to...
But then what is the schedule at that time? Only single storage structure.
Please give me a minute, Lord. I'll explain it to you because Your Lordship have kept me on time. I'm saying that the entire property is for commercial purposes. What does the DDS say? I will show that to Your Lordship. In this compilation, please turn to page 91. This very compilation.
91.
Yes. This is the Government of India, the LNDO from whom I got the property. In 1975, the Government of India issues this notification. As various orders have been issued on the subject matter, it has therefore been felt necessary that a consolidated list of breaches to be be issued. Please turn to the next page, Manoj. What is a condonable breach? 92. Item number 39. Item 39 says, this is the Government of India 75 at 92 minutes. 91 says condonable breaches. Please turn to page 92, item 39. Use of top floor of commercial premises for commercial purposes. What is your
Item number?
page 92, item 39?
Yes.
Use of top floor of commercial premises for commercial purposes, even if the plans for top floor are sanctioned for residential purposes. This is a condonable breach. So this is a condonable breach. There is no question of anything to happen. It's a condonable breach. Please now turn to page 93. This is the notification of 83. And in this, the government of India says, at page 35, the same thing is reiterated. So, top floor is not to be, is a condonable breach. I can use it for commercial purposes alone. In 75, 83. Now, please turn to page 96.
90?
96, perhaps. Same compilation.
Circular, yes.
This is by the Delhi Development Authority, Commercial Lands Branch. DDA dispose of commercial properties in district centers, communities, local shopping centers with mixed land use provisions. As per the architectural control drawings, sanctioned building plans, use of third floor, etc., are described as residential. Please read number 4 of the same page. That in view of the law settled on the issue of the Honorable High Court in the aforementioned court case, the competent authority has made a decision that the use of third floor, top floor, thenceforth will be optional to the lessee, that is either to use it for residential or commercial, as the case may be, and commercial use thereof shall not be treated as a misuse. This business of conversion charges is now covered by the notification of the DDA in 2015, Government of India first, and 2015 by the DDA. You know,
This is with regard to the third floor.
but that is true, but the floors then build up. Because we have taken sanction to build in 2005, we got a sanction plan to build. Now we can build to the top.
But then we have not answered the question, why did you show first floor and second floor as residential in your sanction plan?
Point of time, the plans were furnished as such because the sanctioning authority.
It was planned, and the plan was signed by you as well as your architect.
It was sanctioned that way, but the building use is what we are concerned with. My plan sanctioned as it falls under the Municipal Corporation Act. DDA said that this entire building is a commercial building, it's a shop. So therefore, I'm entitled to use the whole building as a shop. That's the short case. And your Lordship, without turn, please to turn to page 124. In this compilation, the monitoring committee itself. And the monitoring committee report, Millets, at 124, is a sealing order. Now the monitoring committee seals everything, but please see the report of the monitoring committee, which is there in the IA volume. Give me the page of the IA, please. Monitoring committee report. Please give me a minute. This is the report of the monitoring committee in the IA section. Monitoring committee report. 180. Reports report of the monitoring. 195. Thank you. Huh? But the report of the monitoring committee is there in the IA volume at page 197. It starts, report of monitoring committee for sealing of commercial establishment in residential premises. Your Lordships have that? Page 197, this is report number 4. At page 207. Para 11. It is brought to the kind notice of the Honorable Court that para 5.4 of order dated 10th August of the Honorable Court regarding exemption to the operation of retail shops on floors other than ground floors on streets of 24 meters right of way or more has been interpreted by some of the traders to imply that retail shops in all colonies of Delhi, irrespective of the category, had been accorded permission. The monitoring committee requested the amicus to place the matter before the Honorable Court for such orders as the Honorable Court may consider. However, the monitoring committee recommends that commercial activities on floors other than ground floor may be allowed only in commercial areas. We are in a commercial area. The monitoring committee appointed by your court says that please permit this to happen, and this is affirmed in an order of your Lordship's court. The judicial committee affirms this position in its order. So therefore, as far as these people who are concerned, who have shops in commercial areas, under directions and views of the monitoring committee as also judicial committee, have taken the position that, look, the entire building can be used for commercial purposes without any difficulty, as I read from para 11 here, and the JC report on the other side. If your lordships delegates the monitoring and the judicial committee to come to these findings, today it is not right for the municipal corporation to take a view which is contrary to this and contrary to the dictates of DDA. DDA also says in the report which my learned friend read out that there are no charges to be levied for the purposes of these buildings in the notification which is there and read out to your lordships in detail. If your lordships are just pleased to see that notification, it is very clear that in clause C, you're not to charge any conversion charges for buildings which are in local shopping centers and used for commercial purposes. Because in 1990s, the GDA said those who are using these properties for residences will kindly ensure that they're restored to commercial positions within 10 years. If your lordship wants, I'll put that in a short note because
Yes, I think that is better.
that will be much better. I'll put that in a short note and give it to your lordship. Because our argument is this, my lordship. And one more thing, if your lordship put the files away. In the order passed in August of 2024, your lordship said everybody will apply individually. Forget the federations, forget everything else. So we've applied individually. Individually, we say right from 1975 onward, these are allotted to us for the purposes of a shop. We are using our shop and we have paid the FAR for the wider or the larger FAR areas. So far as this is concerned, there's another element, and I must take a short note. The Delhi Municipal Corporation Act gives the power to the municipal corporation, and under section 331 to 335, it gives the power to sanction and approve building plans. Building plans are approved, but they have to conform to the requirements of the MCD, of the DDA. Insofar as we are concerned, we have complied with the terms of the local shopping centers in a zone meant for this, in a regional plan or an area plan for this purpose. Municipal corporation can only sanction the building, reject the building, approve building, give a completion certificate. So our stand is not, we have done the needful. We are not people who are working illegally. We have not taken any advantage of the law. The law is developed. Your lordships committees have appointed the people to do it. Monitoring committee is an extension of your lordship's code. Judicial committee is an extension of your lordship's code. If I don't follow them, I will not be able to go any other place because in 2018, I'm without bread and butter. My ground floor is on rent. My upper floors are sealed. Where I was running all those businesses, they're all closed since 2018. Where I had an income of 20 lakhs a year, today I'm earning less than 7 lakhs a year. This is our predicament. And Milords, one more thing. We have filed in this compilation, just for a moment, Milords. Please give me a minute. They say you will have to get a green building certificate. Green building certificate does not apply to this. Please see the compilation for a minute.
The area is a lesser area.
Yes, they do not apply to this. It is over 100 meters.
So you can put it there.
I'll make my submission.
You put in your note as to why that green building and then fire safety is not applicable.
Those are all notifications. May I just show you a picture a minute? Just for a bit.
But it's not.
May I just show that to your lordships? Very well, Lord. I'll put it in.
By Friday.
Yes.
One procedural thing. It takes corrected one first page I'm giving.
Okay.
So sorry.
The numbering was 1 to 5 and 10 1 to 5.
So just four things. This report mentions about 2 or 3 other things. One is about that judicial committee members' remuneration. Can it be coming on Friday? Not only 2 minutes issue.
That
That is about 80 lakhs not as of now.
50 lakhs.
80 lakhs total payment indeed as of now.
What they have said is done their memos.
So, this amount is of the FD commensurate.
Cancellation of one FDR mill.
The FD commensurate with that amount is directed to be released. We will release that and
Fine.
But
There's 2
can I-
things that probably could come on Friday. But that's one thing because it's a public health.
Friday we don't know how much it is because
It can come on.
Friday
So
because
there are 2 other IAs mentioned in the office report. When was earliest proposed one is Ganga.
what I told you.
The CEC has recommended it. They were putting pressure on me, but they are not seeing to pay. So,
Who?
oh, my friend, where they want to put up an additional block. They made an application to the CEC. CECS inspector, they are saying there is no refilling or greenfield project involved. That's why I never.
Mr. Goyal was here very much here in the morning.
When was here, I spoke to him. So there
Lord, they have imposed certain conditions, Lord. If those conditions are acceptable to them, then
Right with all the conditions which the CEC has been challenged. I will deposit the amount as per the.
They will keep it on reopening then Monday.
Short date.
We don't know how much you know.
Because I've already mentioned the matter, just seeking a short date, item 36. For the reason that matter will become infructuous on 1st of November, Milord. So any short date
The matter has become infructuous now.
will become on 1st of November.
What is the matter about?
It's election.